ultimately, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Manasseh, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. I see a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of David Fun.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. And don't forget to follow the main channel, the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Okay, the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Now, I was live on there this morning for the morning wake-up call. So if you missed that broadcast, please go check it out. Okay, make sure that you're subscribed to both channels, all right? And so with that all being said, let's talk about it. And anyone who doesn't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. All right, so let's get into it. Brand Slayer TV, Mr. Hotel said the Nancy Drew of journalism is black. Tayana Scott is here. All right, Pearly, Eileen, Aboriginal Woman, Queen Sam is in the house. Root Trackers is here. All hell no, Kenyatta, Queen Sam. Okay. I see you, Reggie, Laverne, Bronze Flat Power God. Okay, so let's get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Hey, Pennywise. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, a couple of these stories I forgot to mention on my morning wake-up call. I actually had these stories since yesterday. Okay. The one about Halle Berry, and then the other story about the 8th grader getting shot. So let's talk about that. First of all, a homeowner shot an 8th grader who was supposedly trying to enter the home through a window. Okay, so clearly up to something nefarious. Now, here's what they say. This is out of Fort Worth, Texas. An investigation is underway after a teen boy was shot and killed by a woman who claims the boy was trying to break into her home. Now, this is what the Fort Worth police say. They say there's a makeshift memorial on the sidewalk in the 5200 block of South Crest Court, marking the spot where the boy lost his life. The victim's father lives in Pepper Tree Acres apartments nearby. Now, at about 3 a.m. Thursday, December the 14th, officers responded to a woman's 911 call about an attempted burglary at her home at South Crest Court. Now, when they arrived, officers gathered information from the woman and left to complete the report. But then they received a second call. Now, a second call was made at the same location about a person trying to break into the residence, according to police officer Jimmy Polazani. As they say, when they arrived for the second time, officers found a teen boy lying in the front yard with a gunshot wound to the torso. Police said the woman who called 911 admitted to shooting him because he was trying to break into her home. Now, emergency responders tried to save the boy using CPR, but he passed away at the scene. Officers also found 2 bullet holes in the front wall of the woman's apartment and a broken window. Police said that she has been cooperating with the investigators. Police told WFAA the teen boy was an 8th grade student at Rosemont Middle School. Officer Polazani said it's heartbreaking for the community, for the officers who responded, and for every party involved. After learning about the 8th grader's shooting death, the principal at Rosemont Middle School wanted to make sure staff, the boys' teachers and classmates had something in place to help them deal with what happened. Okay, so this is all sad. So let's go to the report. Christopher says the question is, why was he going through that window? Yeah, that's a good question. Not that he should have lost his life over it, but you never know what someone may do when they feel threatened. Okay, and so let's go to the footage. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
After a Fort Worth teen was shot and killed early Thursday morning after allegedly attempting to break into a home in the Rosemont neighborhood. Olivia Leach spoke with the teen's mother, who's pleading for answers tonight.
My son had a lot of dreams and he was so talented. I don't get it.
Fort Worth police say they were called to South Crest Court in the Rosemont neighborhood of the city early Thursday morning for a call about a prowler. When they got there, a woman told them several people were attempting to break into her home, but they had left the scene. Shortly after, police got a second 911 call from the woman who said the burglars came back. But when police returned to the scene, they found LaToya Lander's 14-year-old son, Devin Baker, lying on the ground in front of the home with a gunshot wound to the torso. Police say the woman who had reported the break-ins shot him. He died on scene.
It's like I'm in a dream. Because I'm looking at all the things he have at home. And I have to drive by where my son laid.
Tonight, Devin's family and friends came together to honor him at a balloon release outside of Rosemont Middle School, where he was an 8th grader.
And son, I'll see you again. I love you so much.
But his family says there has to be more to the story.
No, I know my child. I know him. I know him, and it doesn't add up.
LaToya says she wants more answers from police.
I feel like they need to dig deeper, because I know it's something else happened that caused my son's demise.
Detectives say the woman who shot the teen had reported break-ins and attempted break-ins at her home before, and that she is cooperating with the investigation, but no one has been arrested.
I feel like it's very wrong. And he had so many dreams. My son was not a criminal.
In a letter to the Rosemont Middle School community, school officials extended their sympathy to the family and said their hearts were heavy after learning of the death of a Rosemont student. Additional counseling was made available for any students who needed extra support. In Fort Worth.
Okay, so I have questions. First of all, I don't know if there's more to the story. Well, there probably is. But what was her son doing out at 3 a.m. in the morning, and he's only in the 8th grade? I wasn't allowed to be out at 3 a.m. when I was in high school. So why is a teenager who's in the 8th grade out at 3 a.m. in the morning? What was he doing at that woman's house? I have questions. Who cares if she has been burglarized before? Well, at the end of the day, I'm looking at it from both perspectives, Reggie. We don't know if this woman was fearful. She could have been. She called the police previously that night. The suspect supposedly had fled the scene, and then they came back. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, yeah, it is suspicious. But my thing is, Rick said, I know she was scared. Right. I would have been scared. If I hear someone trying to come to my house at 3 a.m. in the morning, yeah, even knocking on my door at 3 a.m. in the morning, that's going to startle me because what are you doing here? So I'm just saying, I don't know. It's sad that the young man is dead. Okay. Whatever he was doing there, of course, it didn't warrant his demise, but you never know what happens when you engage in these types of things. Also, the mother says she knows her son was not a criminal. Well, did she bother to explain to anyone why he might be out at 3 a.m. in the morning? I just have questions. And they said the father lived down the street. Now, was he supposed to be at the father's house or the mother's house? Wherever he was supposed to be, how did neither the mother nor father know where he was? I have questions. Okay? I have some serious questions. 57 Beige Fox said, question his mama's behind. Exactly. I just want to know why he was out at 3 a.m. Okay, and climbing through a window. That's what I'd like to know. So anyway, I guess I'll follow the investigation to find out what happens. Now, here's another story. I was supposed to talk about it this morning, and I posted it. I had Sean King in the thumbnail and everything, and I believe I forgot to mention it. Activist Sean King says Meta banned him from Instagram because of his pro-Palestinian stance. Without citing specifics, the tech giant said it disabled the account for multiple instances of praise for designated entities in violation of our policies, is what they say. Now, you all know people were going in on Sean King because some people have said that he's a fraud, that he preys on our community, for the grief that we go through and all of that to make a profit and all those things. They called him a myriad of names. We know that they've been calling him Talcum X, but they have some new ones that I hadn't heard of. They also call him Malcolm Checks. And they also call him Martin Luther Scheme. Okay, to name a few. But anyway, clearly I digress. Now, they go on to say Meta has banned social justice activist Sean King from Instagram, and he claims his account was disabled because he posted support for Palestinians in the Israel-Hamas war. Now, King, known for his social media advocacy on movements such as BLM, had a following of more than 5 million users before his account on the Meta-owned platform was removed on Christmas Eve. They say the account was disabled due to multiple instances of praise for designated entities in violation of our policies. That's what a Meta spokesperson wrote in an email. Now, the spokesperson did not specify King's violations, although Meta has come under scrutiny since Hamas on October the 7th, their attack on Israel for its dangerous organizations and individuals policy, which states that its platforms do not permit praise, substantive support, and representation of various dangerous organizations and individuals. I want you to pay attention. So in other words, they're saying you will only praise those whom we deem worthy of your praise. If you praise anyone that we don't like, well, this is what happens. Please pay attention. Now, a Human Rights Watch report this month urged Meta to overhaul the policy, pointing to a series of flaws in its enforcement. The organization analyzed patterns of heightened censorship around content supporting Palestinians, citing user reports of Meta removing their posts or restricting their access to certain Instagram and Facebook features. Now, on Monday, King posted a video and statement on his Facebook page claiming the platform banned him for fighting for Palestine online. He says, I am told by my sources inside of Meta that they are tracking my IP address and will delete anything I say anywhere I say it. This is what he says. Now, he added that he plans to take every measure available to get himself back on Instagram. He says, I formally appealed the night of the suspension, but have also now retained attorneys to proceed with the Civil Rights Division of the legal team at Meta. So in his Facebook statement, he wrote that he is safe and that he had hoped his Instagram platform would serve as a cover for Palestinians who cannot afford to lose their accounts by documenting their plight within Gaza and the West Bank. He says, I refuse to betray my values and principles by staying silent about this genocide and the war crimes in Gaza and the West Bank. You can never mince words about genocide. You can never mince words about war crimes. You must speak truth to power every way you know how, he says. So what do you all think? What do you all think about it? At the end of the day, here's my thing. Whether or not we agree with him, he should have a right to support whomever he wants, as should we all. People should have a right to say what they want and support whomever they want, as long as they're not making any type of dangerous threats, not inciting any type of violence, riots, or things like that, and just overall not saying anything or doing anything nefarious. Okay? What happened to freedom of speech? I'm just saying. What happened to freedom of speech? And I know some people don't like Shaun King. I'm not a fan of his either. But at the end of the day, if they do it to him, they'll do it to anybody. So just pay attention. All right? So with that all being said, let's talk about this woman who pulled a whole Lorena Bobbitt. And I know you all remember Lorena Bobbitt, right? The woman who many years ago chopped off her husband's cucumber. Brazilian woman cuts off husband's cucumber and flushes it down the toilet after the 39-year-old bedded her 15-year-old niece. The woman is currently in custody. So let's get into it. This is all nefarious. Now, the 34-year-old woman who has not yet been named told officers in Ahmadiyyah near Sao Paulo in Brazil said that she had first teased her husband into getting into bed with her. But after tying his arms and legs, teased him. Why would she do that? Anyway, but after tying his arms and legs to the bed, she pulled out a razor and hacked off his manhood. Okay, so that's why she was teasing him, like she was about to do something with him, but all just a plot to pull out a razor. This is also nefarious. Also nefarious, but hold on. Let me continue and pay attention. She flushed it down the toilet, so there's no hope of him having it reattached. That's what that was. Just sick. Now, after taking a picture of the severed organ, she flushed it away down the lavatory. She confessed this on December the 22nd. When she later handed herself in to police, she told them that she had flushed it away because she had heard that it was possible to reattach it. This is all crazy. Now, earlier, she had walked to her local police station with her brother and told them, "Good morning, officer. I came to introduce myself because I had just cut off my husband's cucumber." Talk about a formal introduction, but I digress. Her 39-year-old husband, also unnamed, was found alive and rushed to the hospital, but his current health condition is unclear. His wife is in custody and charged with attempted murder. The investigation is ongoing, and police have not commented on the woman's claim that he had relations with her niece. The age of consent in Brazil is 14, and police are also looking at whether any relationship was consensual. It's all nefarious. Whew. So the man has no member, says Reggie. No, not anymore. Khalid Harlim said no more nothing. This is all crazy. Okay, Mr. Hotel said, damn shame. Ayon said, good girl. Laverne said, dang, she did it though. This is all so crazy, honey. All right. This is crazy. And then the fact that she had the wherewithal to flush it down the toilet. She's like, oh, you're not ever getting this thing back. Okay. Let that be a lesson to you, gentlemen. Some of these women are absolutely nefarious. Please pay attention. And so anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about Gibert Arenas. So Gibert Arenas said some things about Halle Berry and Harvey Weinstein. And so let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can hear this straight from the horse's mouth. You know, I don't know if what he said is true or false, but I do know this is what he said. Please pay attention.
I knew it was around that time, 2003, 2004. Went to the playoff series. And Halle Berry's walking by. And I'm like, oh, shit, Halle Berry, bro. Fine. And it was like 4, 5 white dudes sitting there. Now, Harvey Weinstein, he was one of them. And, like, so I'm not in the front row. I'm in that, it's like the front row. And then you got the little space, and then the first row after that, like, so it's like the second row. And they were sitting there talking about, oh, now she acting like she don't know us. She wasn't saying that when she needed that part. Every single one of them hit. I was like, no, not Holly. No, not them. Yuck. Damn, they got the berry. And I don't really know when people seen the Harvey Weinstein and all that, and the Bill Cosby and the pills and the. How you think them ugly motherfuckers was getting hoes? You think they was getting hoes off their looks? No. They got to promise shit. Hey, yeah, I get your part in this and this and this. I get your part. That's how all of them. There's only a few stand-up niggas in there, like 50 Cent stand-up, because 50 Cent was famous first. He was famous first. Now he's in Hollywood. He already has his power. Right? So he don't have to do nothing.
That is all clearly nefarious, okay, if true. Now, he said they all were saying this, saying she was acting like she doesn't know them. Well, I can't say that I blame her for that, okay? But he heard a lot, okay? How close was he to the conversation? I have questions. Okay, Ayon said that after she saw her with saw Halle Berry with Billy Bob Thornton, she doesn't put anything past her. This is all crazy. So Myth King the Dean said, Queen, do you remember the woman that cut off her husband's junk and then threw it out the window driving down the road? Yes, beloved. That was Lorena Bobbitt. That's why I said this woman pulled a Lorena Bobbitt. Exactly. Yes, that's who that was, honey. Also nefarious. And so anyway, I can't really say that I'm surprised because we've all heard for years about the casting couch, and that goes for men and women being asked to do certain favors, for certain roles and things like that. Really sad. We heard Matthew Lawrence telling his story about it, okay? And so we know, and Christian came out and told his story, so we know that it absolutely happens to men too. Okay, so now let's listen to what Prophet Manasseh Jordan had to say about how some of these pastors groom people in the congregation. I just want you all to pay attention.
Hey fam, those that have been watching me, I've been saying that in 2024, it's going to be the year of exposure. And God is exposing certain people. People that normally was able to use their power, their influence, and their money to silence people, those days are over. And before I hear people saying that, oh, this is sowing tear in the body of Christ, the Holy Spirit is a spirit of truth. So before you say, touch not my anointing, do my prophets no harm, that's a nescient statement, because that scripture is referring to Israel. You're taking the scripture out of context. And if the Holy Spirit is a spirit of truth, then speaking truth is not sowing tears. It's bringing reformation and healing. In my 20s, I got to be around some of the biggest men and women of God. And I got to witness things because I got to see them without their armor. One of the things that really happens, and it's seldom talked about, is that there's something called grooming. And it happens in the Pentecostal church. It happens in many churches, but I'm referring to the black church specifically. And what that means is that there'll be a bishop, a pastor, apostle, someone who has big conferences. Everybody knows, oh my God, they're the holy man of God. And they will pick their victims and they groom them. And it first goes through stage one, where they ask questions. What are you into? What do you like? You need to tell daddy everything. And so they're using verbosity, and they're using this type of garrulous narrative to try to make you feel comfort, to make you build comfort with their victim. And then from there, it goes into stage two. And stage two is where it begins to become sexual. And it first starts by either making facetious jokes, making little statements, innuendos, and then it goes into the questions of what turns you on? What do you like sexually? You need to tell me this because I need to know, because I need to be able to pray for you. So it's almost like a psychological power game that they're playing with you. And in your head, if you say something wrong, they project it on you. They body shame you. Oh, you're too sexual. Oh, look at your body. Oh, you're the one that's making me do this. Oh, and so you have that in the back of your head. And then you also have in their head of their dumb, misinformed followers who are pushing this predatory narrative because they're so in awe with either trying to be like them, either worshiping them, or not worshiping God, or worshiping their denomination or where they come from. And so they're not even there seeing with the eyes of truth, but they're there seeing out of carnality. And so they're sitting up there and they're protecting them. And the leader, the bishop, the pastor, they know this. And so they know, and they feel invisible. Oh, I can get away with this. I just have to make a statement to my church. I just have to tell them, and they're never going to question. Why is it so many people? Why is it always coming up? Why is everybody lying? So everybody's lying? Where there's a mouse, there's mice. And then it goes into the third stage. And the third stage is where they try to become intimate with you. And if you do not allow this, they drop you. They treat you like you're nothing. And they abandon that young male or that young woman. But from my experience, I can only speak from a young male point of view. They abandon that young male and they treat them like they're nothing because they didn't acquiesce to what they wanted sexually. And they look for another victim. And they know they can get away with it because their followers are not people that love the Lord. They worship the pastor. They worship the bishop. So they're not seeking for truth. And so this is the day and age that we're in. And I still believe that there are believers that do not worship personality, so to speak. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're bishop this, prophet this, apostle that. But they really love the Lord. And so they really are worshiping the spirit of truth, which is Jesus. And they really are about that. And so they can see past that. I want to say to victims that might not have a platform or might feel like you're going to be judged, so you can't say nothing, because this is what they try to tell you. You're going to be judged. You can't say nothing. You're sowing seed of tear. You know, God is the judge. Yeah, we know God is the judge, but God judges people also through legal systems. God judges people also through other people. There's a group of Christians, and we're here, and we believe in you, and we're here to support you. And if you've been feeling in your heart that you can't say nothing, now's the time for you to speak out. There's still a remnant group of Christians that are not worshiping celebrities. They're not worshiping how big someone's conference is, who they are, or their name, or their notoriety, but they believe in truth, and they're here for you. And I'm not a victim, but I am someone that is speaking truth to help victims that have experienced this, to say, we see you. And there's a group of Christians, men and women of God, that are the true men and women of God, that are here to pray for you. Some of the biggest monsters are right in front of your face, and they manipulate their pulpit to push their nasty agenda, and their followers are duplicitous to it.
Well, he said a mouthful. I see some of you all trying to go in on this man. You all need to sit down somewhere, okay, and stop trying to clown people. At the end of the day, this man is telling the absolute truth, okay? Absolute truth, okay? And for anyone who knows how people are groomed, you should know that he's telling the absolute truth. And this is all very interesting. Now, he didn't specify whom he was speaking on, but I have my own ideas, okay? Now, I'm going to play Gene Deal. Okay. Shout out to Art of the Dialogue, because Gene Deal was asked the question, what did he think about Bishop T.D. Jakes hanging out with Diddy?
So I want to get right into it, man. How you feel about these rumors surrounding, Diddy and T.D. Jakes?
Man, what I think about it is this, when I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You have to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he there to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he there to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere. So now what he's doing is he's making, man, he making the Christians look real bad right about now.
And you've been to these parties, right?
Oh, yeah. I was there when he was doing the white parties in the Hamptons and the whole 9 yards. So I know what goes on at the parties. If, they probably got a little bit more freakier, as time went on, because they got to the point whereas that they didn't even care. It used to be secretly, where people used to go to, separate rooms and different rooms, and they wasn't doing that out in the public, but now they don't care. Men kissing men and all this other stuff. That's crazy.
So why do you think he was going to these parties?
I think that he's going to the Diddy parties, bruh. If he's going, well, we know he's going to the Diddy parties, and I know that it's, I know what usually happens at the Diddy party, or what we told us happened at the Diddy parties. Maybe he needs to see it for himself, man. Maybe he needs to go there and really be involved in some things that could help save some individuals while they going to those parties. Or maybe he just going to, man, it's hard. It's hard to even talk about why would you find a religious man, when you know that the saints supposed to separate themselves from the sinners, and why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? When it's dream.
Okay, isn't that what I told you all days ago? That's exactly what I told you all days ago. That even if the allegations against him are false, the question is, why was he hanging out with Diddy so tightly? You can do business with someone and all of that without hanging out with them when they're having these parties and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, did he not hear about these allegations about Diddy over the past few decades? I just have questions. Okay, so it doesn't make any sense to me as to why he would be there. And then someone suggested the other day that maybe he was trying to save souls. Well, if he was trying to save souls, how many of those parties does he need to go to do it? And another thing is, when I showed you all the video of him dancing and all of that, he didn't look like he was trying to save souls. Looked like he was having a good old time. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all. Also, if you missed the morning broadcast on the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show, there is the link right there. I just put it in the chat. Okay, so please make sure you're subscribed to both channels. If you can't find me on one, you'll find me on the other. Reggie says, great broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Okay, Halle said, what's wrong with coming to the church? Right, exactly. I mean, you know, people are out here living in debauchery and being sinners and all that. Invite them to a sermon. Invite them to church. Okay, no need to go where they are, because we do know that energy is contagious. Those of you who follow the spiritual channel, you know, I've told you 1,000 times, energy is absolutely contagious. And all of that stuff that they allege was going on at Diddy's parties is very low vibrational, if true. Okay, all sounds very low vibrational. All right, Laverne said thanks. Kenyatta, Miss Hotel said thanks. You're all welcome, beloved, okay? Reggie said they unsubscribed me, but I'm back. I'm glad you are, beloved. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, like I said, everyone, please make sure you're still subscribed to the channels. With that all being said, enjoy the rest of this evening. I will see you all in the morning, and I will be on the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'll be on there for your morning wake-up call. Until next time, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me?